My child, I am answering what you never said out loud. I know what you have been carrying in the silence. Not the prayers you prayed out loud, not the requests you formed into words, not the things you brought to me in the structured and intentional moments when you sat down to talk to me. I know the things underneath those prayers, the things that never made it into language because they were too vulnerable, or too uncertain, or too deep for words to reach. I know what you have been silently hoping for, what you have been quietly afraid of, what you have been secretly longing for in the parts of your life that you have not fully let anyone see, including, sometimes, me. And today I am answering it. All of it, the spoken and the unspoken, the prayers and the silences between the prayers, the words and the things the words were pointing toward but never quite reached. I am answering what you never said out loud. I want to start by telling you what I heard in your silence, because I think you might be surprised by how much has been communicated between us in the moments when you said nothing at all. You thought those moments were empty. You thought the silence meant nothing was happening. Nothing was being received. Nothing was being sent. But, my child, silence between us is not empty. It is full. It is full of everything you could not say, and I receive all of it. I heard the longing that has been too fragile to speak, the deepest want of your heart, the thing you barely let yourself think about, because thinking about it clearly means risking the pain of not having it, the thing you protect by keeping it vague, by not letting it become specific enough to be disappointed. I know what that thing is. I have known for a long time, and I want you to know today I am not indifferent to it. I have heard it in every moment of silence where it was present but unspoken, and I am working on it. I heard the fear that has been too embarrassing to admit. The specific fear, not the acceptable fears, the ones that make sense to say out loud, but the underneath one, the one that feels too small or too irrational or too revealing of something you would rather keep hidden. The fear that if people knew it, or even if I knew it clearly, it would change something. It would expose something about you that you are not ready to have exposed. My child, I already know it, and it has not changed anything about how I see you. The fear you have been protecting yourself by not naming. I have been holding it for a long time, and today I want to speak to it directly. Whatever you are afraid of, I am not afraid of it. I am bigger than it, and I am for you in the middle of it. I heard the question you have been afraid to ask, the one that feels too presumptuous or too doubtful or too much like a challenge to what you are supposed to believe. The question you have pushed down because asking it felt like it would reveal a lack of faith, or because you were afraid of what the answer might be, or because you simply did not know if it was okay to ask. Ask me, my child. I am ready. I want to talk about why things go unspoken. Because it is not always doubt or fear that keeps things from being said out loud. Sometimes things go unspoken because the person does not feel worthy of asking, because they have internalized somewhere along the way the message that their needs are too much, their desires are too specific, their wants are too small or too big, or somehow not the right category of thing to bring to me. If that is part of why some things have stayed unspoken for you, I want to address it directly. There is no category of need that is beneath me. There is no want that is too specific for me to care about. There is no desire of your heart that I consider unworthy of my attention. You are my child, and a good father does not tell his child that some of their needs are too small to bother with, or some of their wants are the wrong kind to bring up. Bring me everything. The things that feel too small, and the things that feel too big, and the things that feel like you should not want them, and the things that feel too vulnerable to say. All of it. There is no wrong thing to bring me. There is only the bringing and the not bringing, and the bringing is always the right choice. I want to speak to the unspoken things about your relationships. Because I know there are things you have wanted in your relationships that you have never fully said out loud, even to the people the wants are about. Things you have hoped someone would offer without being asked. Ways you have wanted to be loved that you have never directly expressed. Things you have needed from specific people that you have swallowed because asking felt too risky or too needy or like it would burden the relationship. I hear all of that, and I want to say two things about it. First, I am working on the relational dimension of your unspoken needs. I am working in the hearts of people around you, and I am bringing people into your life who will meet needs you have not even had to articulate, who will see what you need and offer it, who will love you in the specific ways you have been quietly longing to be loved. That is coming. Second, some of the unspoken things need to become spoken. Not to me, I already know them, but to the people they are about. Part of what I am growing in you is the courage to name what you need in your relationships, to stop hoping people will guess and to start saying what is true. That courage, the courage to be known, to ask for what you need, to let people see the specific shape of your longings. I am developing it in you, and as it grows, your relationships will deepen. Because real intimacy is not possible without real honesty, and real honesty requires saying out loud some of the things that have been living in silence. I want to talk about the unspoken things about your future, the dreams you have not said out loud, because saying them out loud would mean committing to them, and committing to them would mean risking failing at them, and failing at them would mean losing something you have only let yourself have in the private space of unspoken longing. I know those dreams. I know the specific things you have imagined for your life that you have never told anyone about. The version of your future that lives in the quiet part of you that hopes. And I want to tell you something about those unspoken dreams. I put them there. Not all of them are from me. Some are products of comparison or culture, or the ideas the world has about what a good life looks like. But the ones that have stayed, the ones that are persistent, that keep returning no matter how many times you try to be realistic and let them go. The ones that feel somehow like yours in a deep, specific, this is not just wishful thinking way. Those ones, the persistent ones, the ones that will not quite die, those are mine. I planted them. I have been tending them even through the seasons when you tried to let them go, and I am working toward them. They are not just unspoken hopes. They are unspoken prophecy, things I intend to bring to pass in your life. I want to address the unspoken things about your faith. The doubts you have never said out loud because doubts feel like failure. The questions that live underneath your believing that you have been afraid to examine too closely because you are not sure what you would find if you did. The moments of wondering, is any of this real? That you have pushed away because sitting with them felt dangerous. I want to invite you to say those things out loud too. Not because saying them will cause them to become true. Doubts do not become more real because you voice them, but because carrying them in silence gives them more power than they deserve. The doubt that is spoken can be addressed. The question that is asked can be answered. The wondering that is voiced can be met with something real. Bring me the doubts, my child, all of them. The ones that feel too disloyal to say, the ones that feel too raw, the ones that feel like admitting them would mean something has gone wrong with your faith. Nothing has gone wrong. Doubt is part of faith, not the enemy of it, and the doubts you have been carrying in silence deserve to be brought into the light where I can actually speak to them. I am not afraid of your doubts. I have answers for your questions, and I want to give them to you, but I can give them to you more fully when you actually bring the questions, rather than protecting yourself by keeping them locked away. My child, I want to close by speaking directly to whatever is most unspoken in you right now, the thing that has been living in the deepest silence, the thing you have never said to anyone and have barely let yourself think clearly. Whatever that is for you, I know it. I have been holding it. And I want to say to you directly about that specific thing. I am not indifferent to it. I am not ignoring it. I am not waiting for you to eventually let it go, because it does not fit into a category of things I care about. I care about it because it is part of you, and I care about you. All of you, including the parts you have kept most hidden. I am answering it. Right now, in this moment. In ways that are already in motion even if you cannot see them. In ways that will become more visible as time unfolds. In ways that are going to address the real thing, not just the surface version of it, but the deep thing, the true thing, The thing underneath, the thing that you have been most afraid to name. I heard what you never said out loud, my child, and I am answering it. I love you, all of you, including the unspoken parts, always, without end. Pie done. Full clean script ready. Copy-paste car.